I realized that I have quite a lot of reindeer. I actually don't know how many I have. 8, 7?
I hear you've been gifted some really unusual pets. What's one thing you learned from having a pet reindeer?
In the summertime, they just go off and wander where they so choose. And in the wintertime, they have tags, so their location is known, but they just kind of wander back to the farm. My reindeer are in Loewe in Finland, and I visited them actually last year with my brother and sister-in-law and my mom.
What did you name them?
Oh gosh, you're really testing me. Rudolph, of course. Sven, Mr. Gru, Sunny, Ingemar, the Lorax. What was last year? Rory. What am I missing? Grogu. Of course. You cannot forget Grogu.
You have more than 100 World Cup wins, more than any alpine skier ever. Was there one win that changed the trajectory of your career?
After my first Olympic gold, I didn't really anticipate it prior, but it was sort of looking back on that moment thinking, oh, wow, okay, like I do belong here and this is my job now. Like this is real.
Was there one piece of advice from your parents that helped you learn how to ski when you were little?
Well, the number one thing was learning how to stop before you learn how to go. From there, it's kind of a motto, knees to skis, hands in front, which basically just means you put your kind of center of mass forward. And when you're in that kind of a position, you're in much better control of the ski equipment.
I've heard you like to nap between races.
Yes.
Give me one secret to being able to fall asleep anywhere.
The real secret is just being tired enough to fall asleep. I feel always a little bit sleepy. Growing up and doing ski racing so often, the sport naturally is designed for 60 seconds to 2 minutes of really hard, high-intensity focus, and then some sort of a delay, and then a really high-intensity focus moment again. I feel like I'm able to put 110% of effort and mindset into one thing at any given moment, but then I sort of quickly run out of energy and need to reboost. So that's my secret, is just being tired enough to sleep.
Have you ever overslept through a race?
No, I've never slept too long through a race, no. But if I am napping and I wake up a little bit too close to the start, sometimes I need like stimulation or, a little extra warm up or maybe some snow down the back, that like post-sleep grogginess.
Which one of your races has taught you the most?
Looking back on last season after Killington.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
And some of the frustrations that came up from not being able to ski, not feeling like I could communicate the state of my body properly because nobody really understood what a puncture wound to the oblique means in ski racing. I felt like sometimes that I didn't even have a voice at all. And to work through that over my recovery period in the season and then through the summer with my team, it's like there are fewer barriers in the way. And to be able to handle stress more, I feel like we're so solid as a unit.
Is there one thing that someone said to you throughout that process that really stuck with you?
Over the last 3 years now, I've been working quite a lot with a psychologist. And one of the things she reminds me constantly is we honor those we love by being truthful. I haven't always been really good about being honest. I am often worried about hurting the people I love or the people who are close to me or people I don't know. And to be honest, I've learned a lot from my mom and the way she's able to communicate because she's the one who says straight up, honestly, that doesn't work for me. This does. So I really emulate how she's able to communicate with people in this process.
Your fiance is a fellow alpine skier from Norway. What's one quirk about dating a skier?
You can get like really into talking about the sport. So it's like these technical aspects of skiing, like if we're training near each other, or oftentimes we actually train together. And if I have a good run, he'll be like, oh my God, you had such a powerful top of the turn. You were just, oh my God, it's so good. Wow. And it's like, you're kind of having this technical conversation about something that's like very power based and very physical. But then you're like, oh my God, thank you. I love you.
Are you two competitive when you ski together?
I think we have a healthy dose of competitiveness, but also kind of just respect. One of the things I love most about being engaged to somebody who does the same thing that I do is that you don't have to explain those sides of your life. You don't have to explain why you're traveling, why you're busy, why you have to go to bed early because you have to wake up at 4:30 in the morning every day. Like, you don't have to explain that. He just knows. And I think it's the same for him about me.
You're doing a lot of traveling throughout ski season. Is there one thing you like to splurge on to make the whole experience a little more enjoyable?
Honestly, I splurge on business class tickets. For overseas travel, that's a big thing for my body to be able to get to the new place and to be able to kind of hit the ground running. And oftentimes now I'm going straight into training on snow, which is huge load, really high force on the body, and you can't be like crumpled up. So that's an item that's unfortunately kind of short-lived, but makes a big difference in my performance.
You've been doing a lot of interviews with your fellow competitors, including your rival Petra Vlhová. What was the one question you wanted to ask her?
We had been competing against each other since we were 12 or 13. You know, we're both 30 now, so it's like, what do you actually think about this? People have been talking about it a long time. Like, where are you at? When you see the same 2 or 3 athletes like constantly at the top, battling each other for victories, it becomes this sense of this like rivalry sense that you're angry at each other, that there's some sort of infusion of rage or frustration in this relationship. And that's not always the case. But when people talk about it, it can kind of become the case.
You've previously said that you came up in this sport when women weren't necessarily encouraged to be as ambitious as you were. Can you tell me one way you've seen women push the boundaries of this sport, either on or off the slope?
I would say one of the most incredible ways women are pushing the boundary in sport is to be able to be ambitious and to dream big in your sport and have that relate around success and work ethic and what you're going to put your body through, and have it be simultaneously feminine, that those things can coexist now.
What's one thing you would tell your 15-year-old self?
I would keep it simple for myself, because you have to go through everything in life. Like, I can't give you any of the answers. I can only remind you that you're going to be okay, and you just kind of got to go through all the hard things. And the good things too. There's going to be plenty of good things.